Now, we're following breaking news for you right now in East Denver. A bank robbery suspect was on the loose, and Air Tracker 7 is over the scene. Jayson Luber is there. Jason, we understand the suspect was just arrested.
Yes, he was just arrested, Mike. A wild scene here just a moment ago in East Denver. This is Colfax right here between Hudson and Grape. Just a few moments ago, we were watching as a suspect in a bank robbery was taken at gunpoint. What first happened was the suspect was robbed the bank. They had a perimeter set up, and then he stole a car. You can see the officer that was chasing him. At that point, another officer in an unmarked unit, you could see that he was trying to tackle the suspect. This blue car hits them both. Unbelievable. And then the suspect lays on the ground motionless for a little bit. The officer also injured in that hit with that car.
Our viewers today, we want to go live to Jayson Luber, who is in Air Tracker 7, has been covering the damage for us all afternoon with some stunning pictures. What else have you found for us, Jason?
And this is downtown in Windsor, and you can see this is the City Hall building, and this is a ton of damage here. Look at the front of it where just ripped the bricks right off, and these guys here are trying to assess the damage. There's one man here on the roof and another man inside. You could see him there trying to work to shore up some of the areas, throwing some ropes over to the other side, to the outside. And we've been talking about how tough it's been to move around the town here. Well, this is Main Street, and we've had a lot of the intersections. Obviously, with the power being out, we've had a lot of the intersections without any traffic lights. So we do have some officers out here trying to do some kind of traffic control.
Is there any best guesstimate on how many homes are damaged?
Oh, let's see, 100. I mean, more so. I mean, there are some, and when you're talking about damage, are you talking about just a couple of shingles that are off and a couple of windows blown out, or are we talking about complete devastation? Like you look through this neighborhood and you have some of the homes that have the roof completely missing right here, and then this home obviously is damaged but not nearly as bad. So you do have a lot of damage, and then you have some of the damage caused by the trees that were uprooted, blown down and knocked into the home. So just imagine if your home had a tree falling on top of it. So we're going to see a lot of damage, and we're going to see in the hundreds of homes and that are going to be damaged, at least have some sort of damage, whether it's major damage like these homes here or just minor damage to some of the windows that were blown out. But it's all kind of relative when you're looking at all this destruction.
The parent thunderstorm, if you will. And let's go to Jayson Luber for your comments and the exact location where you're looking at this, Jason.
Mike, what you're seeing at the very bottom of the screen there is I-25 and Castle Pines Parkway. That's where we are. We're looking due to the east, and you can see the entirety of the tornado there, as we saw it as a funnel cloud and then quickly reached a tornado. And as you've been talking about, I'm thinking it's probably closer right now to Crowfoot Valley Road, right in that area south of Castle Rock. And we're just due, I mean, it is due east, probably what, Danny, maybe a mile and a half or so due east of where our position is right now. And so that's what it looks like. And you can see all the dust, Mike, that's being sucked up by the tornado. It did just barely miss that house. Now the houses out here are pretty widely scattered. It's not like a subdivision where they're all...
That's one of the areas that they're working on. Jason, what are we looking at?
We're looking at some firefighters right now there, Mike, setting up backfire right now. They just got out the drip torch and they're setting up backfire. What they're trying to do is burn some of this area, some of the vegetation in the front of this. This is the active line of fire right now that continues to burn on the southeast side. Let me give you a better perspective here of exactly what's happening. These are some of the homes on the southeast side. I haven't even seen firefighters in and around this neighborhood. Yes, I have seen some Jefferson County deputies down there, but right now Steve Johnston from West Metro Fire is calling in saying, hey, you guys, you have some active fire here on that southeast side. It's moving pretty quickly, so do be careful, because look how the winds have just all of a sudden made this fire, this part of the active fire, explode. Just, 30 seconds ago, it looked like it was laying down. So this is how quickly things can change and how dangerous things can change. And it looks like these guys have now, they are still putting their backfire in place, trying to protect some of those homes. One thing we're worried about a little bit there, Mike and Teresa, as I pull back, you can see how big this fire has become over Green Mountain. Is that some of the rain that's on its way?
Jayson Luber is live over the burn area. And Jason, there's been a lot of replanting and rebuilding. How does it look from above?
It looks, Ann, like a lot of mixed green with red and a lot of black still left out there. Let me show you from Air Tracker 7 here some of the fire burn area. I spent more than 100 hours flying over the Hayman fire. 6 years later, the trees that have been planted as well as the grasses and the other plants.
Heard of some breaking news, a hit and run. Let's go to Jayson Luber in Air Tracker 7. Jason?
And you're taking a look at the Woody's wood-fired pizza store here in Arvada near 80th and Sheridan. You can see the damage there in the front of the store. What happened was there was a hit and run just a block away here at 79th and Sheridan. The suspect vehicle that you can see right here. It was traveling north on Sheridan, came up here to 80th, made the curve, made the left turn, and then went into the Woody's restaurant. Now what happened after that was actually miraculous. There was a lady who was sitting right in this area here. She got up to go to the salad bar. Moments later is when that SUV plowed into the pizzeria, and it really saved her life getting out of that seat, getting up to the salad bar. She